T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Shout out to Kopish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
All the good work
the
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that guy. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys. Good evening, lovely people. I hope you're well. It is Monday, the 6th of December, and it is the Monday Night Live show. Unfortunately, going to start on a bit of a somber note. I'm going to say rest in peace to Marvin Morgan, the footballer and founder of Fresh Ego Kid, who unfortunately passed away today. Didn't know him personally, but obviously being in and around the industry, you hear about people and never heard a bad word about him. In fact, the absolute opposite, always heard good things about him. Obviously, Fresh Ego Kid is a brand that's doing some amazing things, especially for people in the YouTube space and for content creators. So, yeah, massive loss to the community, massive loss just in general. So rest in peace, Marvin, and yeah, prayers and thoughts for your friends and family and everyone who you positively affected. So horrible way to start the show, but had to.
You couldn't have said it better. No, you couldn't have said it better, brother. And yeah, R.I.P. Rest in peace, Marvin Morgan. And yeah, I can only echo what you said, bro. Like, I didn't know him personally either, but again, from people that I know that did know him, also spoke fondly of him. Do you know what I mean? And it's just this is just out of nowhere, and it's just unfortunate these things has happened, man. Like this as well, like just from. Yeah, it's another sad story, unfortunately, people that, you know, we've been having recently, to be fair, since the last couple of years. I think there's, you know, a lot of sudden instances like this, and we can only say thoughts and prayers to his family and to everyone else that knows him.
Indeed. And obviously, we just hope the brand continues to get bigger and bigger in his memory, and
trust me,
we won't forget him, man. Sadiq with the first super chat. Evening, lads. Can't find the red hat. RIP Marvin. What I'll do is after this video, I'll drop the link in the description where you can go directly to the red hat, because a few people have come and said that it's glitching on the system. So we'll have a look on the website
I'll double check.
Nice one. We have got a few things to talk about today. We're going to be speaking about the new agreement for the supporters club, which came out today. News came out of that today. And we're speaking about Klopp, who spoke about Salah's contract situation. Some interesting quotes there. Going to be speaking about the new potential TV deal that could see Liverpool pocket around £200 million. And going to see who we're going to get in the FA Cup. The FA Cup draw is tonight, if I'm not mistaken, at around 7. So while we're on live, we'll actually hopefully hear what's going on. So we will see. But we start, Matt, with the new supporters club. So, or supporters board, should I say. So, Matt, I'm going to read up basically what it is. So, Liverpool FC has launched a new supporters board to deliver meaningful fan representation on strategic issues at main board and executive levels. The development, which comes after the extensive consultation with representatives from the Spirit of Shankly in recent months, was confirmed today with nearly 99% voting in favor of the new engagement model by members of the Spirit of Shankly, the supporters, the club's recognised supporters trust. So obviously the full quotes are on the website, the Liverpool website. So on one hand, I think it's good, because one thing I think that has been happening a lot in football recently, Matt, and feel free to disagree, is there's been a disconnect between football clubs and fans.
Yeah.
And I think it's the gap's been getting wider. And I think that was brought to the forefront with the ESL. Now, before we chop it
yeah.
up and give our explanations of what we think of it, we've got to give a massive shout out to Spirit of Shankly. Like, they've been doing their thing for decades now, and their work really does go unnoticed, and sometimes it's forgotten about what they do. And I'm a believer, and you give people their flowers when they're achieving and they continue to do things. And we have to give them a round of applause and commend them on what they've done here, because look, it's going, not necessarily going up against this sort of establishment, but they've shaken the boat and they've ruffled some feathers, and they've potentially given fans like us a say now in the club that we support. So what's your initial thoughts about this, Matt?
I think this is great news because, as you said, that disconnect's been there for a while. And even things like as recent as the Super League, like, if I'm not mistaken now, like, let's say if that was to ever take place again, or there was some proposition again, something along those lines, I think they would. I don't think they could necessarily stop FSG from doing it, but they could have a say. And I don't know whether it's like a voting system now, in as such as where it's like you've got the directors, you've got fan representation. I don't know whether all parties have to agree, but now I just know that there's at least some type of foot in the door. Maybe, do you know what I'd even say as well, Cal? Even if it's just to keep an eye on our owners, to keep them on their toes.
Yeah,
they don't necessarily have to be like involved in terms of, like, obviously they won't be involved day-to-day running. It's just more to make sure our owners are doing, making the right things, making the right choices, and just making an example of all Liverpool fans around the world, making sure representation is correct. And I think what's happened is, somewhere down the line, our owners at some point did lose sight on that. And I think this is another way how we can kind of bring back the power back to the fans, so to speak.
Agreed. And another thing I wanted to highlight as well is this.
Sorry, bro. Let me quickly close the door.
Just from Yossi says lots of the Anfield rap boys started the Spirit of Shankly. Again, another channel that's probably not given the credit that they deserve. Anfield rap. Again, we've had the pleasure of, speaking to Gareth Roberts from there and a few of the other guys as well, and we've been on their channel and vice versa. And look, we can't speak highly enough of those guys. They're really good people. They've got the club's interest at heart. Whether we agree or disagree with their thoughts about the club or thoughts about transfers or dealings within the club, that's another thing. Their heart's in the right place at the end of the day. And if someone's heart's in the right place for Liverpool Football Club, then they're good with me. Whether we agree on things or disagree, it's how it is for me. So you got to shout out those guys as well. Matt, you mentioned the Super League. And I'll be honest, I was speaking to Lakers about this earlier. And when the news first came out, the cynical side in me said, I wonder if this is leading back to the European Super League or some sort of variant of it. And is it just a case of now you're just tweaking things, but this is just an inevitable thing? And what's your thoughts? Or is this just me just being paranoid?
What are you basically saying? Are you worried that the Super League could come about again? Is that what you're saying? You're breaking up a little bit on my end. I don't know if it's me or you. You keep
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it might be me. That might be me. So what you're saying, you're worried about whether the Super League could potentially come back?
I'm wondering if it's going to rear its ugly head again and how it's going to happen.
If I'm being honest, the Super League idea is not going away. I don't think it is. I genuinely feel, yes, under these terms and conditions, it can't go ahead. But if there can be some agreement made with UEFA, it will go ahead. It actually will, because it's all about money. Do you know what I mean? That's what it's about. And I think our owners as well, let's be real, if they can get more money in their pocket with more exclusivity deals that benefit them, obviously, if it benefits them, it kind of benefits the club as well. They are going to try and do that.
Yeah.
And not only that, I think with the Spirit of Shankly now being on board, so to speak, as non-directors, however you want to call them, that's going to be another interesting factor, because I feel like if this was to come about, how much power do they have? Can they veto the move? Do all parties have to agree? I don't know. But one thing I do like, as I said before, Cal, is I am very happy that they are now in the know what's going on, because even if they can't stop them from potentially going ahead of it in the future, at least we'll probably find out first as fans in terms of what's the real deal, and we won't be left in silence for so long before we get one of them silly videos where a man's trying to act like he's sorry and he weren't really sorry. Them ones.
Yeah. So here's the thing as well. Like quite a few of you in the comments are speaking about it, and rightly so, about UEFA and FIFA. Kev, Mark A, a couple of others of you. Look, I completely agree. FIFA and UEFA, they're as clean as muddy water. They really are. But I don't necessarily know if an ESL makes things better. And this is the way I kind of would use an analogy to justify it, is that if I see someone over there stealing, they're doing wrong. But if I go over there and steal and justify my stealing because they're stealing, I'm stealing the wrong. So I think it should be a case of there just needs to be a sit down with everyone, and everyone needs to come together and actually think of ways to not only make the game better, but make it safer for players, make it more flexible for players, and just an overall agreement between all the different parties and say, look, football is the game. We are just pieces of puzzle here. We need to fit into each other. So again, it remains to be seen. I mean, Matt, how would you sort of feel if a decision was to come out and it seems as though fans are on board with it? Would that change your thought process around it? Or
I think the way how it's structured now, I don't think fans will come on board. But let's say, for example, as you said, they did, and they were all like, let's say Spirit Shankly, for whatever reason, was like, no, the Super League's a great idea. It will be really techie, Cal, because I'm sure when it comes to something like this, and it's something as drastic as this year, you're always going to get a difference in opinion. It's always going to be split. And that's one thing we don't want. So, for example, ESL or another league that potentially I think will get created at some point, it's always going to divide a fan base. And one thing as fans that we've always never wanted to do is divide our fan base, because it always happens naturally when you've got a manager that's not performing well, or you've got owners that you think could be doing better, etc., etc. It's always going to be a divide. The last thing we need now, that would be a massive divide, Like when I say massive, it will be huge. Like let's say, for example, tomorrow they announce the Super League. Half of the fan base will be like, I am not watching Liverpool. Like some fans might boycott them. And it's not because I don't love Liverpool, but it's to kind of show the club, so to speak, you're not taking any more of our money. When there's other fans that will go, no, this is a great idea. This is revolutionary. At least this way we can get more money, so to speak. So me personally, I think it'll cause a massive divide. And it wouldn't be something you want to see, Carl. Like we see already with our ownership situation.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if a Super League with...
Yeah. It would be. And I'm like you, I hate seeing the fan base divided on stuff, especially when it's not necessarily directly football related things on the pitch. But this is part of the game now where we're made savvy to a lot of the things that happens behind the scenes, whether it be a good thing or a bad thing. It's good because, again, selfishly, it gives us a platform to speak on those things. But it's bad because sometimes things should be kept behind closed doors. M. Mansour says, do you, man, see any positives to the Super League?
I
do.
There's one.
It takes power. It takes more power away from FIFA and
UEFA. In fact, there's two. I also think this way we potentially might start raking in even more money for Liverpool, but I also kind of feel like they might be raking in more money for themselves. So I don't know how much of a positive that is.
So yeah, that's my thing. Like those are two positives, but for me the negatives are outweighing the positives, which is why I was and again the fact that you kind of ruining what we stand for. Like we love the Champions League, we've won it 6 times, and that would have all been discarded. The fact that teams don't have to earn their way to get into it, like we're meant to be a working club, like that's our thing. We don't just get hand-me-downs and like handouts. We work and we earn it. That's what we've done as Liverpool Football Club. We don't appreciate that sort of stuff. The fact that there's no penalties if you're not doing well in it, like you continuously get money, the fact that you're dumping on all the other teams as well. I just think if it had been structured differently, if there had been conversations about it, then I think we could have been in a better situation. But I think the way it all happened, it just didn't sit well with anyone. Jamrock, shout out Jamrock. I saw some of your messages earlier saying that you couldn't make it before, but bless you, bro.
Big up Jamrock, man.
Just raised my head up from some stringent work deadlines or timelines. UEFA is the one stealing 1.3 billion euros from Champions League prize money. Clubs deserve more.
I agree with that. UEFA, because a lot of the advertising and all that. Remember, because when you win the Champions League, I think you can rake in around. is it 40 million for the season potentially? I think. Is that how much it is?
Something like that, yeah.
But it should be more when you think about some of the advertising that goes into that, and sponsorships and merchandise that goes into that. But the club should be making way more.
Yeah.
Like way. Oh, someone said 77 million. My bad. But even still,
shout
though,
out Rams.
you should be able to make a lot more money. Here's the thing I will say though, and going back to the Super League in terms of like the reason why I feel like it can't happen as things stand, as you said, is like the format and how it would take place. Bruv, the way they've kind of said it is too radical.
Yeah.
Too radical to the point. The only way I can describe it, this might be a bit extreme, but it's like, all right, for those that do celebrate Christmas, I know not everyone does, but let's say, for example, you're used to your normal Christmas dinner, and then for the rest of your life, someone says to you, the tradition is now being knocked away. They're not going to sell normal Christmas dinners where you can get your meat and whatever and make your food. You now got to have crisps and drink. Is that radical?
Yeah.
Like imagine you've been used to something your whole life. You might have your turkey, your chicken, your beef, or whatever, your sides to go with it. Do you know what I mean? And someone's just like, that tradition's gone. That's never going to happen again. That's what the Super League was. It's very radical. That makes them. If you're going to do something like that, yeah, don't make it as radical and try and make it as fair as possible. But by doing that, remember, you're even alienating yourselves from the rest of the so-called not bigger teams. So what are they going to do? You just left them by themselves. Like they kind of need us to kind of prolong themselves at the same time. It's about helping one another. That's what sport is about as well. So yeah,
elevating each other. The Renegade of Funk. You know, I was going to mention this, but you've put this kind of perfectly. If you people prioritize money, I'm out. I'm the game first. Again, that's another thing for me. I think as fans, we're starting to talk about money to it. It's the same thing I see in fighting as well. Like I'll see, like, say for example, I was to tweet, Spence should fight Crawford now. People will be like, no, let the fight build. There's more money in a year time. I'm like, hold on, are we fans or we promoters?
Yeah, but this is that is so
because I'm a fan.
Boxing. Yeah, that is boxing right now.
Yeah, I'm
Mayweather, Pacquiao.
Yeah, Pacquiao, Mayweather. People are like, no, let the fight simmer. Simmer? No, I want to see
5 years too late.
Way too late.
Bro.
And I think the same started to happen with football. I'm starting to see, like, even when it comes to, let's play a stronger team so the players can get an extra 2.5 mil for a game. I'm like, no, but this is football we're talking about. This isn't just a money-making scheme. Like, let's focus on the priorities here.
Agree. We know money's a big part of football, but what it is, money can't be the be-all and end-all. And I think that's where you kind of lose sight, in my opinion.
Indeed. Aldrin says, how will Brexit affect the English clubs regarding the ESL? Because doesn't UEFA fall as a part of the EU as being a European-based competition? Honestly, guys, I have no idea what is going on with Brexit. I don't know. No idea.
I generally don't know, bro. If I'm being genuine, I'll be honest. That's something that I would have to really research into and find out how it's going to affect everything. Because right now, it's a lot of things are up in the air. And big up Jamrock as well, because I think Jamrock even said, I don't know if it's a super chat, Jamrock. I'm not too sure. If it is, I'll read it out. Was it a super chat, Jamrock? Let me double check. No, it wasn't actually. I think what Jamrock said is basically they're looking at the Super League rules or something like that. They're trying to revamp it potentially, and it's in court. So. And I'm not gonna lie though, like I just can't get my head around a breakaway league. Maybe it's because we're not used to change. I don't know, man.
That could be another thing. Like we are human beings. We're set in our ways.
We're so traditioned. Like when you wake up in the morning and you go to work, you're used to getting your bus. You're used to getting your train. Imagine someone said to you, for the rest of your days, you got to take horse and carriage, and you're not used to it. Like for forever, because it's radical. You change. So when you go to work, you're not taking horse and carriage instead of the train. Yeah. How would you feel about that?
But and
even if you're the biggest animal lover ever, you might not want to smell of the horse before you get to work. Do you know what I mean? And that's radical. Am I lying, people? Ain't that radical?
Smelling of horse bum. Is that
horse,
what you're saying?
Horse poo poo.
Look. No, it's true. Like we, as human beings, we don't like change, but sometimes and again, I speak for myself. Sometimes change has to be pushed on me rather than me just accept it. And then, down the line, I'll turn around and be like, you know what? That change was for the best. So Thanks for
Yeah.
pushing me into that situation. So it goes both ways. But obviously, guys, love to get your thoughts in it. What do you feel about this new supporters club, and how do you think it will affect things going forward? So next we want to talk about is details of a new deal that has potentially come around. So this is from the Echo saying Liverpool could stand to make as much as 189 million per season as a result of the Premier League's latest TV deal. So just reading on, last month the Premier League clinched a 1.9 billion deal. 1.9 billion pound deal, sorry, for the US broadcast rights, a deal
NBC.
for somewhere of 800 million pounds higher than some executives had been anticipating just weeks before the bidding process. The US deal means that for the first time, the international rights are worth more than the domestic ones, with the total Premier League TV deal now worth around 10 billion pounds annually.
$10 billion.
That is crazy money.
Are we gonna get any in the kitty?
So here's the thing, and again, here's me gonna sound like I'm just the most I'm just gonna sound like one of the most obnoxious people and just self-centered, but I gotta say it. Why can't we watch 3 o'clock kickoffs if they're getting this amount of money then?
All right.
What is going on then?
Yeah, see, with the all right, so here's the joke. In America, Canada, and obviously other countries as well, they have access to every Premier League game. Every Premier League game, Carl. In America, they've got NBC and Peacock. I think them two joint combined. They have literally, if I'm not mistaken, that in exclusivity deal, like you just mentioned, they've got the rights. In Canada, it's the Zone. They literally have one channel that dominates football. We have Sky, we got BT, they've added Amazon, BBC, and they've now added Amazon to that as well.
Yeah. ITV shows some games as well.
And that is through the roof. And not only that, as you said, we don't get 3 p.m. games. This whole 3 p.m. thing, correct me if I'm wrong, people. I thought the 3 p.m. thing was to encourage people to go to the stadium, and it's for the clubs to help them obviously bring in more revenue. Because what the clubs don't want, believe it or not, is for you to stay at home. They want you obviously to come into the ground so they can pack out as much as they can and sell as much tickets. That's how I thought. That's how my mind always saw the 3 p.m. I was like, the clubs are looking out for themselves. That way, they're trying to make the most amount of money. They need to sell out every single stadium. Whereas if they started making 3 p.m. games, you might get some fans. Not all fans. Some fans will always go to the game, but some fans that will maybe season ticket holders might go, do you know what? This is a little bit expensive for me. I've been doing it for a long time, but if there's an option now where I can watch the games from home, I'm going to do that. And maybe the Premier League are frightened of that. I don't know if you agree with that. I don't know whether if I'm right, people, on that premise, like, or if I got it completely wrong. Because I just need to know what is the reason there's no why there's the 3 p.m. blackout. Am I correct, people?
So I'm just looking at Kev's comments, and Kev saying it's a government thing and it's not necessarily a league thing, but it's also to protect the lower leagues. I'm gonna come back to that, Kev, because I just have a few questions there. Jay Finn, selfishly, I want it because it even makes me change. It even makes a change for me to see Liverpool play. My family to see Liverpool play in England, I'm looking at spending 5,000. That's crazy to fly over. That's a lot of money.
Yeah,
it's a lot of money. Completely understand that. Zabiri said, "This is why I'm FSG in. American doesn't play when it comes to sports. Super League is like the NBA, NFL, MLB, just big games every week ish. Bless up my G's. Bless up yourself, Zabiri.
Bless up,
again, Zabiri. I don't like the format though. I don't like the format of it's. So prime example. The weekend just gone.
Yeah.
West Ham just beat Chelsea.
Yeah.
West Ham wouldn't have been in that competition of the European Super League. This is what makes the Premier League, because it's all well and good us beating all the other big teams.
And there's no relegation either. There's no relegation.
If you can't beat the smaller teams, then you don't win the league. So I mean, there was, if I'm not mistaken, in Klopp's first season, I don't think we lost to any of the big 6 teams, but we finished 4th. So just because we haven't lost to them doesn't make us the best out of all of them. You have to beat everyone to show you're the best. You can't just beat the elites. You've got to beat everyone who's not considered. Because what happens when you go to a Brentford like we did and you get whacked up and you draw 3-3? That's what makes football. in my opinion, anyway. Tahir says Liverpool going to get a new deal, but can't sort out Salah contract. FSG want the ESL for the money, but never spent 100 mil on a player. Clowns. We're going to get to Salah's contract shortly. But Kev, so here's my thing. And again, maybe I'm being really arrogant and obnoxious because I support a really big team and I'm fortunate to support Liverpool. But if a Leyton Orient fan, as you've used an example there, or I don't know, Cheltenham fan, love their clubs and they want to go and watch their team play, surely they're still going to do it regardless of games being on TV. And dare I say, if they don't, then they're not really the sort of fans that should be associated with the club. Because again, I know if Liverpool are playing on the TV, or I can go and watch, again, all transparency, I can go and watch Palace every single week if I wanted to. But I'm a Liverpool fan. If Liverpool's on the telly, even if they're not on the telly, I'm not going to the Palace game. I'm watching Liverpool. So wouldn't that apply for all of it? So I know they use that as a reason why, but is that really the case, or am I just being completely tunnel visioned on that? What do you think of that, Matt?
Again, I'll be honest with you. When it comes to the whole ticket thing, watching a game from home, I do feel like there should be options. Like there should be options, Carl, because what they're doing is it's a selfish thing from the club's point of view to not give the fan a option. And as you said, you have the choice to go watch Palace if you wanted to, or you got the choice to go and watch Liverpool. You're always going to go and watch Liverpool no matter what it is. I do feel like the 3 p.m. game should be unlocked from the government or whoever's controlling it. And I believe it obviously is them from what we know. Yeah, they should unlock it because it gives us choice. People want choice. That's another thing as well. Going back to the Super League as well, what we want choice in it. I kind of feel like again, Super League is like you're locked in this league, like you're just locked in it. Remember, you can't get promoted and you can't get relegated.
Relegated, yeah.
The whole point of this is fans want choice, and I feel like the 3 p.m. game, the Super League, the way how things are, especially if we go to the Super League, and obviously if the 3 p.m. game isn't unlocked, we're not getting a choice, and I think we deserve that after how many years? As you said, there's got to be a slight change. There has to be. Yeah. Like, let's be real as well. They probably won't really. I can't remember if they released the views for it, Cal. But obviously during when we first went into lockdown and then the Premier League came back, every game was on. Remember when
and they tried to charge us for those as well.
And they tried to charge, and I was like, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
People have lost their jobs, and you're worrying about charging £15-20 to watch a game. Nah. But then what happened? Peer pressure. They had to obviously take that back. But again, it's like, I don't know, man. Sometimes I feel like the football gods, so to speak, are always there to rip off the common fan, like just the normal fan that loves his club from day, wants to go and watch his team, wants to watch his team on TV. There's always something to stop us. Hopefully at some point it will change, Cal. Let's wait and see, man.
Yeah. Aditya says, I pay £3 a year to watch all the Premier League games in India. That's sick, I'm not going to lie.
Damn.
That's sick. That is sick. That makes me want to relocate. I'm not going to lie.
For real.
Jamrock says relegation is part of the changes being discussed. I presume it is.
It's got to be, yeah, because that's too. But
Jamrock, here's where I ask you, and to everyone as well, because Jamrock, I'm saying this to you just in general, not as in that you're running the whole Super League negotiations or anything. But how do you determine who starts off in the competition as well? Like, how will it coincide with running along other competitions? Like, that's where I think it just becomes so techie. It's like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, look, if this new TV deal comes in, it'll be interesting to see what happens. It'll be interesting to see how money's shared out around the teams and how it affects Liverpool.
Fair? I mean,
189 million. Where does that money go to? I know Klopp's come out quite a few times and been like, we've got bills to pay, but I mean, we have, but what does that mean? Would that 189 mil take care of those bills to allow us to be more flexible in the way we approach different aspects of things in and around the club? Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Look, at the end of the day, if Liverpool are getting more legitimate money, then yeah, I'm all for it. But I
100%.
as a fan, I'd like to know where that money's going, because if you're not putting down prices of tickets, if you're not putting down prices for travel, if you're not putting down prices for football kits and all those things, what are you doing with the money? Let me know you're doing it or putting it back towards the club, because Matt, you're in my situation. You got 2 kids like me, but if I wanted to buy the new Liverpool home top for myself, and my 2 little ones the kit, but I'm looking at like £200. That's just for one set of kits. So is that going to come back and help us? Like, because let's be honest, we saw last year, or should I say earlier on this year, without us fans in the stadium, without us fans supporting, if we boycott, you ain't got no football the way it is, really.
For real. So especially the way our owners move.
Exactly. We're just as important. No, I won't say that. We are very important in this. Not as important as the players, because they're the ones that put on the entertainment, but we've got our own. We play our role
100%.
very, very, very well, in my opinion. So that is another thing that needs to be discussed.
Big fact.
So again, we'll see what comes up with that, and when that comes into fruition, etc. Right. So I was going to speak about Salah, but I'm actually going to speak about a player who's been linked with Liverpool, but not seriously, but came out with some quotes yesterday. So the Jude Bellingham situation, Matt, I know it's not necessarily related to us, but I'm going to bring it back to us in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Now, he came out after the Borussia Dortmund and Bayern Munich game and basically called out the referee for his performance, and also says he's shocked that a referee who's been done for match fixing is allowed to referee the biggest game in Germany.
Yeah.
I'm going to be real with you. What's Jude? What, 18?
Yeah, about 18, 19. No, I think Jude, 19, maybe 18.
If I'm Jude's dad, brother, whatever, I am proud of that 18-year-old guy, because you know what that tells me? The boy's got balls on him.
Yeah,
the boy has got balls to come out and speak like that at that age. And let's be real, he's speaking facts. We didn't have to say it. No one else come out and said it.
He didn't have to say nothing.
The boy has got balls,
putting himself in harm's way as
in
well.
The firing line.
Yeah, in the firing line. So,
and yes, he's in trouble for it, but that's where I wanted to bring it back to Liverpool.
Okay.
Why is it that when we see players like when Klopp comes out and says stuff about like other teams and referees and stuff, the managers are reprimanded, but the referees who make these mistakes and do things during the game are never ever reprimanded or never have to account or answer for what they do? When a player comes out and says, look, this isn't right, this is happening, this isn't right, you can all see it, I'm just saying it. Why is it that footballers are being told to just keep their mouth shut? Like, they are people at the end of the day. And Scoops, like, I feel like Cal wants to say Anthony Taylor. I'm not mentioning any names, innit? You said names. What I wanted to say.
When I say no names.
You wrote the name.
We ain't saying no names.
Why is it that Jude is even in trouble here when he's actually speaking facts? Because let's be real, Matt. I'm trying to think of a job. Let's say I got done for shoplifting or stealing money out of a till.
Yeah.
But if I go and apply to work at Halifax, which is a bank in the UK, by the way, for anyone who's not from the UK, if I apply to go and work at Halifax and they ask me on my application form, have you ever been done for one of these crimes? And I tick yes. And they say, well, we can't give you the job because you're not trusted yet. Why? I wouldn't question it. And no one else would be like, oh, Cal, you've been done there. They'd be like, you know what, Cal, you kind of made your bed there.
Yeah, of course.
But a referee who has been done for match fixing is now back in the game refereeing.
That's mad.
Make it make sense, please, Matt, because I can't. I don't get it at all.
You can't, because Jude said it best. Like, here's the thing. You know, when Jarrett was talking about, goes back to like UEFA and whatever, like a lot of corruption. I hate to say it, but I'll take that back. Maybe not so much corruption, but I think referees get protected way too much. Way too much. We've seen referees have absolute howlers.
Yeah.
The manager says anything. Yeah. The manager says one thing. The manager's getting a massive fine, but what he's doing, he's just speaking facts. You might not like the way how he said it. He didn't swear or nothing, but he was angry. Yeah. But it's still the point though. And that's one thing I feel like that needs to change, because You can't keep having referees make these mad decisions, yeah? And then on top of that, as you say, a Jurgen Klopp will question it and go, well, you've only got to look at the referee's performance. But you know, if he says that, he gets a fine. You know, if he actually says, you've only got to look at Anthony Taylor's performance today and see why I've got this, why I'm not smiling today. He can get fined for that. But that same referee, I don't know, could say it's a penalty and someone dived and he gets no retribution whatsoever. How is that fair? And why is it fair?
It's not. And I think this kind of goes back to the whole, you've got referees who are policing referees.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. Like, there needs to be an external body that looks at these decisions and looks at repeat offenders like your Anthony Taylors, like your, who's that arrogant with a Mike Dean, like referees like that, and think, hold on, week after week, they're making the same mistakes or similar mistakes, but nothing's being done about it. Maybe you take them out of a game or two for a couple of weeks and let them analyze. Maybe you put them in a program where they've got to sit down and justify it. But something's got to be done, because right now they're getting away with it scot-free, and it's not right. It's actually not right. It's not fair on the players, and it's not fair on coaches.
Of course not, yeah.
Let me just go back to a scene that happened when the pandemic, when football started after the pandemic. Sheffield United versus Aston Villa. Aston Villa at the time in a relegation battle, Sheffield United were chasing Europe. Sheffield United had a goal not given because of VAR. When we all could see on TV, it should have been a goal. Fast forward, 12 months? A year and a half? We're now seeing that Sheffield United are in the Championship and Aston Villa are trying to get a European place with Steven Gerrard in charge. All because of one decision, effectively. A decision that meant that Bournemouth went and got relegated. Where's the justification for that? How do you sit down and tell Bournemouth, it's just part of the game, it was a mistake, when they've been relegated from the Premier League and Aston Villa have stayed up effectively because of a mistake that could have been rectified there and then? Makes no sense to me, but no one's justifying it. No one's answering to it. Bit crazy for me. Tahir says, asks FSG, where is the Premier League and Champions League money? We haven't had it. Technically, we have. We have had it. Just didn't go on transfers, but we have had the money. Like we have to clear that up. Look, none of us at FSG in or whatever, but like they're not taking money out of the club.
They just used it not for transfers. And to be fair, I hate to say it, but they have every right, because whatever money Liverpool gets, they can decide what they want to spend it on. It's just whether we feel like that was the right thing to do and not spend more on spend any on transfers. Yeah, that's what that is, isn't it?
Jamrock says LFC revenues and expenses are in plain sight. They are. I'll be honest, I do have a few questions about some of the expenses on there, but I think that's for a different show at a different date. I do think everything should be looked at with a little fine-tooth comb with that one, and we should really chop that up. But speaking of expenses, etc., Mo Salah, his contract. So I'm going to read some quotes from Jurgen Klopp and then get both of your thoughts on it. So Jurgen Klopp on Salah's contract discussions. We are talking. You don't just meet for a cup of tea in the afternoon and come to an agreement. Mo is fine. I am fine. What we all want is clear. Things like this take time. So you know what it is about. We are talking. Extending a contract with a player like Mo is not that you meet for a cup of tea in the afternoon and agree. So just to add on to that. Guys, so obviously I think Klopp made it pretty clear there that he wants Salah to stay. Salah's come out today saying he wants to stay.
Can I say something?
Go on.
I've got quotes from Salah. Have you heard what Salah said?
No, go on.
This is for you both. Mo Salah on his new contract. The decision is in the hands of management and they have to solve this issue. There is no problem, but we have to reach an agreement for the contract. It's up to them. Your financial value shows how much the club appreciates you and that they are ready to do anything for you to stay. But the decision itself is not based on those financial matters only. I'm happy in Liverpool and we will see what happens in the future. At the moment, I prefer to stay in the Premier League as it's the strongest league in the world.
Drift, I'll come to you. Mo Salah, his contract situation. We've spoken about it since the summer. Those quotes from Salah and Klopp, do you feel as though it's a more time of when and not if the contract gets signed now?
It's a little bit scary, that part that Matt said about I prefer to stay in the Premier League. It's the best league. Like, there's more to it than just Liverpool, because that sounds like, yeah, if Man City give me the money and Liverpool won't, yeah. I don't really like the idea of him liking the league kind of thing, but maybe I'm just looking into that a little bit too much. Yeah, it's a tricky one, because it seems to me like those two are basically letting everyone know they want it done, but there's a middle party that ain't getting it done. That's kind of what that feels like a little bit to me. Like, of course, Klopp wants Salah to stay. Salah basically admitted that he loves Liverpool and he wants to stay. So it's the middlemen, innit? The people who dish the money out that have to get it done. And Klopp won the genie and they never done it. So maybe Klopp is a little bit worried that they're not going to get it done. I don't know. Or maybe that's just me being paranoid, because I know if Mo goes, that is like a major step in the wrong direction. So I hope it gets done. And it looks like both parties, put it like this, Salah and Klopp both looking like they want it to get done, fills me with a lot more hope that FSG might just give in, even if it isn't what they want to do, because there's too many people wanting it to happen for them to keep being the bad guy kind of thing. But they can't keep stringing Mo along. Do you know what I mean? This is his career at the end of the day. So it has to get done ASAP, man. It has to.
Head Top Sniper says, I have a bad feeling Salah will be sold in the summer.
I've got another quote. Sorry, Cal.
I've
got another quote from Salah. Someone was asking about it, because I don't know if you know, Cal, he spoke about Barcelona. Have you heard this as well? Guys? No, I don't know if you guys have both heard this. I read what was said about Xavi's interest to sign me. This is something that makes me happy that a team like Barcelona is interested in me. But I'm happy in Liverpool, and we will see what happens in the future. And to end it off, he goes, that's a bit where he goes, at the moment, I prefer to stay in the Premier League, as it's the strongest league in the world.
Yeah, I was going to say something really rude there. I'm not going to say what Barcelona can do one. That's what I was going to say something Jamaican that was very rude just then. But I'll keep it PG. Barca can go and do one.
Does it rhyme with art at the end?
Does it have mother in it?
It does. It does.
Listen,
I don't know.
Sorry.
Barca really do trigger me. I'm not gonna lie.
Because you know what it is.
That dark cloud just came over me when I heard Barcelona. Sorry.
Do you do it to a lollipop? Yeah.
Because I'm gonna say this, people. Barcelona, people are right. Barcelona can't afford him as things stand right now. But if he goes into the last year of his contract, I'm not going to lie, they probably could afford him. And they'll probably cripple their club again to do it. They'll do it. They'll see him as the savior to save whatever they...
Well, bro. Haven't they got a real proper wage cap at the moment?
But I think they're going to sacrifice everything.
You're sleeping on another team.
Yeah, Real Madrid as well.
Yes. Mbappe on a free, pay Haaland's release clause, and Mo Salah.
Oh, behave, man. Behave, bro. Behave. That's too much firepower. That's behave, man.
I don't even know if they'd be able to do that, Cal, with their, because they're not that, they're kind of broke as well, though, right?
No, they're fine.
How much have they spent over the last couple of years, Drew?
Not even that. Look how much they offered.
They offered the amount of debt there is, though.
No, they just got Sergio Ramos off the wage bill. They got Ronaldo off the wage bill recently.
Varane off the wage bill. But them men are moving with Alaba and Militao at the back, you know.
No, but they paid Alaba quite a lot of money, so that was basically a swap for Ramos.
Sure, Militao's not a lot of money, but he's been sensational. But they've trimmed down their squad, and remember they've got Vinicius, Rodrigo, who are young, who are not on big contracts.
Isco's on his way out. Bale's on his way out. Bale's on his way out.
Finally,
Gareth's on his way out.
You know, they paid. How much did they pay for thing on the final day? Was it like 50 mil?
Who for what?
What's his name from France?
Who? What? Real Madrid or Barca?
Yeah, what's his name? they got him on the final day when they couldn't get Mbappe. Do you remember?
Camavinga.
That's it, Camavinga.
Oh,
how much they
He
paid
was
about
cheap.
50 mil for him,
cheap.
right?
No, cheap. But it was like
Did they get
20,
him cheaper than that? Yeah.
about 24 mil,
max.
25
Is that
mil,
what
something
they
like that.
paid for him?
This was
Bloody hell.
last year of his contract.
Bro.
Bro, they moved Real Madrid. How much did they? Apparently, Perez said they offered 200 million euros for Mbappe. But they
Yeah.
got money.
I don't
And that
know
probably
if there was
No, I
some
was gonna-
dodginess involved in that, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And-
it's Perez. There probably was
Yeah,
a
of
dodginess
course.
involved, but
and not only
if
that,
they
the
get over
Spanish.
the line,
I'm not gonna say it, but I'll let someone else say it. The Spanish, you know
Um,
the rest. Yeah, you Cal said it. Yeah.
Jordanian Eagle says Klopp doesn't know Arabic. I do. 400 mil in the Arab world to do. Salah is serious. He wants to be respected and wants the club to be ambitious. Up to FSG boys. Head top sniper says if Salah was to be sold, who would you want to buy?
I don't want to entertain it, but I'll answer the question because out of respect, because no, it's a respect thing.
No,
but
I went
in terms of I don't want,
because I don't know.
I don't want to think about it though.
You're losing the best player in the world.
You can't replace that. We've been here before. We've seen it.
And you know what? It's not even just about replacing him for who he is. As a right-sided forward, I mean, who is there even in the world that you would even kind of want?
I'll be honest with you.
No, there are players you want.
There's
but
players
no
that
one
I
who
would
can come in and replace.
Yeah,
obviously,
I would
you
take
want
Rafinha,
you
but
take
I
Rafinha,
can't
or
have
take
him.
Neto or
Yeah.
Diaby, but them man
But they're
can't
not going to
replace Salah.
do what Salah does. They
You
can't.
got- It's got to be someone. It's got to be Haaland and someone.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
So if they got Haaland and Rafinha for like 220 mil total or whatever it would be.
If they did that, I
Is that
swear
the type of
down,
thing that would make you feel like it was okay?
that's the only thing that would make me think, okay, this is. Although I'll be heartbroken that he left, if they put in those two specific players, at least I can sit there and go, at least we've got two quality replacements. They can't replace Salah. You can't replace Salah's. You see what Salah's doing right now? Salah's putting his name in there as he's trying to put his name in there as to be the GOAT of the Premier League. That's what he's doing right now. I generally feel like Salah realizes that for him to be truly respected, he has to have like another 40 or plus season, and that's what he's aiming for. I mean, for crying out loud, how much is he on already? He's on like 19.
I disagree with that. You know, I think if he has one more season like the one he's having now, he's already goated. Because if we really
No, he's goated. I mean, like, no, but I mean the GOAT.
I'm even saying the if he has another, if he finishes this
but
year,
that means you're saying, do you know what you're saying by saying that? Look at Cal's face.
and I'm saying it, Rago. If he has one more season like the season he's having now, that'll be 6 consecutive years of goatedness in terms of whatever. If you take into consideration the difficulty of the league now, with how much the competition is, how much better other teams are, I've got to be real from an attacking sense. If we're talking the Cantonas, Henry's and Aguero's and all those guys,
this is what I was going to say.
One more season like this and Salah's goated. I'm not even going to lie. One more season like this and I'm saying Salah's goated.
My face is like this. So my face is like this because I fully agree with Drifty.
All right. Let me hear this though. If he has another amazing season and let's say he bags 40, odd, yeah. For him to be goated, he's got to win something though. It can't just be goal. Because don't get me wrong, I love what he's doing, but he's got to complete his mission. For me, his mission is to win a Premier League or a Champions League. If you win one of those major two trophies and you go along to bang 40 odd, I'm not gonna lie, there has to be some strong words. And not only that, Liverpool fans are gonna have to have a tug of war with themselves, because if you're gonna say Salah's the GOAT, what does that mean for Steven Gerrard? Okay, we move.
No, but that's why I said
from attacking.
Because I think you do
from attacking.
Because you got Rios and Terrys and that defenders. It's different. You put them in categories, bro. I don't think you should do it just one overall.
But
person.
no, but that is the GOAT.
It's lazy though, man. That's lazy from journalists.
No. But the goalkeeper, to be fair, the goalkeeper's the only one who you can't really compare. But you see, like, okay, maybe I'm being a bit silly here, but
how do you differentiate between Rio Ferdinand, Ashley Cole, and Thierry Henry? But you can't put them in the same bracket, bro. It's not fair to do that.
Some people might say
the best I've seen in their position.
I hear you. But some people might say for them, And maybe because they love defending, they're a student of the game. They're like Beckenbauer's the GOAT for me. He's the GOAT, or Maldini's the GOAT. I can't argue with that. If they think he's the GOAT, it's about worldwide recognition.
I think in the Premier League, we should differentiate the.
No, fair enough. If it's attacking,
go on.
So
here's where I think nostalgia is a bit of a mad one. How many Prems did Henry win?
2.
2, innit?
No Champions Leagues, yeah.
No. Cal's going to say
won...
that's what I was going to say.
So Salah's won 1 Premier League and 1 Champions League. Henry's won 2 Premier Leagues. Why does Salah have to win another trophy to be in a conversation with Henry?
And I'll throw another one in
if he has another season.
Shearer only has 1 Premier League, and he's the other one who's the GOAT.
Just about to use Ali, boy.
But I don't. For me, Shearer ain't the GOAT though. Shearer's not the GOAT though. For me, that's why I can't.
But many
Shearer
people
is
say
definitely in the question for the GOAT of attackers.
Oh yeah, GOAT of attackers. No, 100%. But what I mean is though, Shearer's not the GOAT of the Prem. I think it's kind of, as things stand, we would probably say it's renowned for being either Henry.
Aguero's in the conversation.
Aguero's in that. I don't know.
Another guy who don't have a Champions League.
But then we can't also say. Do you know what? Let me flip it back at Cal then. If you want to play like that, then why do we continuously put Steven Gerrard as the Premier League's best ever midfielder in the Premier League era, but he's never won a Prem?
Because but Matt, that's the point we're making. You said Salah's got to win another Premier League.
But I'm throwing it back because we do put him in there.
Yeah, but the reason I put him in there is because I think he performed better than everyone else for a longer period of time. In the same way that I rate players like Letitia over someone like flipping Darren Fletcher, who's got a bag of accolades, a bag of trophies, but Fletcher, in my opinion, wasn't as good as Letitia. Sometimes you got to look at the opposition, you got to look at your team around you. Salah came to Liverpool when we were fighting for top 4 and made us into the best team in the league, and the best team in the world, and the best team in Europe.
I must agree with that. Yeah,
Aguero, for example, came into Man City when they were just on the cusp of winning the Premier League. Henry came into Arsenal when they had already won a trophy, and it was a 2-horse race. It was either them or Man United to win something. Salah came in a very different situation against 2 juggernauts of teams in Chelsea and Man City. And again, I hope this doesn't sound like I'm crapping on Henry's parade, but everyone keeps on saying Henry's the GOAT, Henry's the GOAT. And then whenever we say as Liverpool fans, why can't Salah be in the conversation? It's he ain't won enough. Henry won 2 Premier Leagues. Salah's won 1 Premier League, 1 Champions League.
FA Cups though, innit? Henry's got, was it 2 or 3?
No, I think he's got maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah, I think so.
But again, we're talking about major ones here.
Yeah, major. Yeah, that's fine.
So
do you know what? Then
major ones here.
I'm just trying to build up. Yeah,
I love the FA Cup, League Cup. I love all those trophies as well. But if we're going to do that conversation, then Salah's got a Club World Cup and a European Super Cup as well. So Salah's got the 4 trophies. Henry may have more trophies at Arsenal, but I don't know if they're all as prestigious as those 4. And Salah's done it in a shorter time, and he's doing it in a team that is completely different.
Do you know what?
Henry kind of had a free role in his team. Salah doesn't. He may have the most freedom in our team, but Henry had a completely free role.
All right. Do you know? All right, I'm not trying to take that. Remember, I'm not backing Henry here, but I'm just trying to make a fair argument because it's like going back to the whole. All right, then, but you could arguably say in Henry's era, the defending was much better and the individual defenders were better. Do you know what I mean? It's hard to kind of.
Or could you just say that for the top teams, Matt?
Yeah, I was going to say, Matt, I think that applies to the big teams, not the rubbish teams.
Maybe because I suppose the Villa today, is better than
more
the
Villa teams have better defenders nowadays, I reckon.
Yeah,
but
mate.
The best teams had more elite defenders back in the day, so I agree with that part.
What about even, you see how I'm not, again, I don't want people to think I'm going against, I'm just trying to think to make it fair.
And I'm not trying to say Henry isn't the GOAT. Right now, I still have Henry as the GOAT, but I think it's very disingenuous when people just shut Salah down.
All right, so at Arsenal, you'd arguably say Henry, if it wasn't him, maybe Vieira or Bergkamp could touch him, but in terms of like, who was the best player for their season, it normally was Henry. For us, could you honestly say that Salah all the time? Because we had discussions before where we would say like, I don't know, Jiff might say Sadio Mane's had a better season. And then we've even said unanimously on the channel, 18-19 season was probably Virgil van Dijk. So even though he's done amazing, because he hasn't been the best. I don't know. I'm just trying to differentiate that.
Yeah,
because
but
if he hasn't been
remember,
the best player,
that was the point we were making, though. Is in the 4 years prior to this year, Salah was the best the first season. Van Dijk was best the second. Mane was best the third, and Salah was again best in the fourth. But the only difference is Mane and Van Dijk didn't keep the consistency that Salah did, because the seasons when it was Mane and Van Dijk, Salah was still right up there.
No. I know it was there, but what I'm trying to say is every year.
So therefore,
I'm not an Arsenal fan, but I don't know.
Even if he wasn't our best player, he was still badding up the Premier League. So his consistency has still kept him goated. Do you get what I'm saying? And now look what he's doing this year again. Do you get what I mean?
I'm not trying to take away from him. I'm just trying to make sure we cover everything, so then people can't say we're biased. Because that's what I'm trying to just think of an argument that someone will put up against us, and then we can throw back at them and go, well, look at this. Because I think
we'll never be able to do it though, because nostalgia plays a role. Plus, Henry was ridiculous.
Yeah. Of course,
it's a conversation that I don't think
and
anyone
moments
would
as well. Henry's moments.
Salah would have to do what he's doing now for the next 4 or 5 years to even be considered by rivals in that conversation. But I think as Liverpool fans, I think if he has a season like this season, maybe one more, I think he's more than in that conversation, in my opinion.
I have curiosity. How long was Henry actually at Arsenal? Was it 10 years? I'm trying to actually remember how long he was there.
I think it's 8, or is it 8?
I think it was 8. Didn't he join in in 1998 or something, or 99 or something like that? And then
it must have been summer 98, Cal, because that's when Henry and Anelka. So when Ian Wright and Anelka had just won them the double, right? 98.
No, it come in 99, 2000 season.
Yeah. 99.
Oh, I thought it was 98 to 99. Was it 99?
Well, it was World Cup.
Yeah, I was right. I was right, Drift. It's 8. He was there for 8 years. Yes, 8 years still.
All right, just quickly, while you're there, bro, how many times did he get 20 goals in the season? Just out of curiosity.
All right. First season. No. Drift, ask the question. I'm just gonna give
No, but goals don't do it for me. It's not the goals.
No, but I'm just curious as to how many times he got.
Why are you gonna kill it like that?
No, sorry, go on, man.
No one even let me read the stat. Well, I don't care about goals.
It's got to be the full pack. I need the full pack.
No, of course, but I just wanted to read them up because even I didn't know it was this crazy. 26, 22, 32, 32, 39, 30, 33, and then 12.
Yeah,
no, but how many of them were in the Prem though?
Oh, in the Prem. Sorry, I done all comps. If I do Prem,
how many times did he hit 20 in the Prem? Yeah, that's what I'm.
I'll just go from my season. 17, 17, 24, 24, 30, 25, 27, and then 10. 5 years in a row, fam.
Oh, so 5 out of the 8 years he got 20. That's
but we got like he's averaging. I say he's averaging about 25. Yeah, 25. Because look, 24, 24, 30, 25, 27.
And here's where it gets mad. One's a striker and one's a winger.
That's very true.
Technically, the first year when he played out wide, but yeah,
is it inside forward?
So Salah for me, like if he has one more, if he finishes this season how he started it, for me he has to be in the conversation because that'll be 5 years. That'll be 5 years in a row. Henry, in my opinion, was at the peak for 5 years.
Will it be 5 this year for Salah?
Does one more year after this? Like if he finishes this year the way he's playing, and then has one more year at the same level, that'll be 6 years, 20 goals plus a season, consistently performing in a harder league. I know it sounds a little bit disingenuous, but really and truthfully, barring that little Chelsea stint that happened, which Henry kind of left around the time it kind of happened anyway, who did he really have to compete with other than Man United in terms of teams to worry and teams that really could take points off of you? And it was a bit easier back then in the Premier League. You know what I mean? Now, you could get a trip to Crystal Palace. That's difficult because they've got ballers in their team. And do you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like football's a little bit more difficult now to maintain a high level.
It probably is, but I think, see, back then, if we're talking about the 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, you're actually thinking of Man United, us, and Leeds.
Not 2003, we weren't there, man.
Not really us, bro. Not
2001, we weren't there. You don't win the Hoolier day. And when I say there, we weren't.
We finished
challenging.
Second,
it was only that 1 year, really. We fought for the title, though.
We were in and around. No, but what I'm trying to say is we were a good team, not an amazing team, but we were good enough to take points off Arsenal. So was Man United. Even the old Chelsea, before they got taken over, they were. You know, remember they still had the
not consistently, man.
Not consistent, but they still had like Hasselbank, Torrente, Flo. Even Zola, remember before the whole Abramovich
No, they have
takeover team,
ballers, but you wouldn't say they would consistently take points off Man United and Chelsea and Arsenal. Though.
they could challenge them though. To a degree. When I say challenge, not for the title, it's only Man
Whereas
United.
now, Man City, Chelsea could consistently take points off us because they're that good.
Yeah.
So, Jamrock says Salah isn't going anywhere. Club value would decline. I mean, I'd like to think we're keeping him just more than just for club value, but I get what you're saying as well, Jamrock.
Would they even care?
Musa LFC 21 says, what if Salah breaks the goal or assist record and also wins the Premier Champions League? Will we still need another season from him like this or not? Boy, ask me in May, brother. As if I'm being real with you. If we win a league or Champions League and Salah breaks those records,
if he breaks the Prem record,
you may see me spam across different channels having this debate. I'm not gonna lie.
If he breaks his own record, but I'll be honest with you. You know, in fact, I'll say this: if Salah was to win the Champions League and the Prem, break every record going along his way, especially for the Prem, and that Champions League will be a bit harder, even though he's setting a record pace with what he's doing. I'm not gonna front. He probably gets goated out for the season because that's just crazy to win the double and to break your own record as well that you set. That's been there for time.
Win the double.
Yeah, if Salah was to win the Champions League and the Premier League and break a Premier
or one,
yeah, or even one.
Is that how optimistic we're getting now?
No. I'm just saying because we have to be real.
There was a question asked.
Yeah. I think we have to be honest. It's a possibility. There's a massive possibility he wins one, and there's a possibility that he could win both of them.
Well, shout out to Ali A. We've got Shrewsbury Town in the FA Cup third round at home. Beautiful tie for both Shrewsbury and us. They get a nice little payout from that, hopefully.
I need an Origi brace in that game still.
I'll be honest, I don't even know.
I don't even know if he'll even play. Yeah, because he will probably be rested.
That might be during the AFCON where that game happens, where
he's going to be needed nice teammate.
Man's elevated to that level now. So
that might be a Kyle Gordon, Minamino, and someone else in that game. But very happy with that draw. Lee says draws 21 goals in 103 games, many as a D9, Divock 9. 21 goals in 103 games, many as a sub in the Prem. R9 has 0 goals. Hayes will say R9 doesn't play in the Prem. I done told you. He's goated.
Silly, you know.
He's goated.
Silly.
I am not even gonna lie. D9. I'm fucking loving that. Yeah. I'm loving that.
Man
D9.
D9, you know.
That's what we're just calling man now. We're not even calling man Divock anymore. We're calling man D9. Yeah, you don't even wear number 9, but as Cal said, what does 7 and 2 equal? Okay.
Come on. Danny LFC says Haaland is on Monday Night Football with Carragher for Everton versus Arsenal. He's in Liverpool, people. FSG is in Liverpool.
They're talking to him. They're going to talk to him.
To be honest, guys, that kind of worries me because that kind of more means that Man City.
Man City. He's probably chilling with Pep right now.
Yeah, probably Pep's probably under the table, just whispering, just more than you can believe. I'll cherish you more than you can believe. More than you can believe. More than you can believe.
We need you. More than you can believe. We need you.
All the trophies you want. More than you can believe. More than you can believe. Dinesh says, evening, gentlemen. I knew signing in January will be Mo Salah and Mane signing new contracts. I'll be happy, but we need at least 2 signings. I agree, but that's what I think will probably happen.
At this point, though, I actually think I would be gassed if I heard Mane and Mo sign new contract.
But that's part of the problem, though, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah,
that's part of the problem. We shouldn't be gassed over new contracts like this.
Players,
I never saw Man City fans going crazy over. Yeah, I never saw Man City fans going crazy over the De Bruyne.
For real, don't get me wrong. You're happy.
Do they even know when they re-sign contracts?
They don't make a big deal. They probably don't even post it. They're probably just like, we'll just let the fans know in the program when they come and watch the game. One little flipping sentence. Yeah. Kevin De Bruyne signed last week. Thought you guys might like to know. But anyway, Manchester.
Kev signed a new contract.
You know those ghetto ones who be like, obviously, Man City signed a new deal, innit? Like, you done that.
Obviously. Come on.
Moose LFC says, guys, did you hear Everton fans are walking out on the 27th minute to celebrate 27 years without a trophy. Bear in mind they travelled all the way from London.
What?
Everton are walking out
No
of their
way.
stadium on the 20th.
No way, they're not doing that. That's got Musa. Is that real?
We have
That's what they're gonna do to Rafa. Rafa's in the mud. He's broken them already.
The
He's
inside
more goated now, though, bro.
fact.
He's certified.
Yeah, it's certified.
He brought them up, boy.
Nino says, since we're considering Mo as Prem GOAT, does this mean he's already a Liverpool GOAT? Just asking. I love Stevie, but Mo is up there for club history. So I've got hiccups. He's in the conversation.
He's in the conversation.
I
Mo's one of the goats.
Other than Gerrard
Mm.
and possibly Carragher, just based on, especially with Scouse connection, probably Mo next, right, in terms of like Premier League GOAT.
Yeah.
It probably is.
Yeah. Outside the two,
You know what I like to do, though? When we're doing the conversation about Premier League, we can separate our own, because that's what we do. We send Mo out to represent like it's the Eurovision Song Contest. Like, go do your thing, bro. But when we're talking about our own team, I just like to think about the Klopp era as we're all goated together. Like, the whole team is just goated. Ali, Fab, Van Dijk, Mane, Bobby. Yeah. I just want to put them all in there and just goat them all together. Do you know what I mean? I don't like Robbo, Trent. I don't want to separate anyone. I just want to put them all in there and go, we're just all goated together. You get what I'm saying?
Era is we're gonna look back at Klopp's era and we're gonna cry. No, generally we're all gonna cry.
I've done it sometimes already, bro.
It don't matter who comes in next. They will not be able to do what he's done, and if they are, it's gonna take time, which means there's gonna be that phase where things are gonna be mad rocky, and we're gonna have to accept like it's just not gonna be the same. We're gonna have to wait. Whoever they bring in, literally, it don't matter who they bring in. What Klopp has done for Liverpool, I can't even. But think of the first game against Spurs, fam. Man had Emre Can, Lucas Leiva, Sacco, Kolo Toure, Klein, Moreno. Trying to think, was Coutinho there at the time? Yeah, probably Coutinho. Obviously, Origi was there. But that team was doo-doo. No, it was. Look, we got Virgil, Matip, flipping Ibu, Nat Phillips, bruv, Salah. Bro. No, we have to put some respect on. Matt is a legend. Nat is a legend because man helped us get the top three. Him and Kabak, bro. I'm not gonna lie, fam. I know how harsh I was on Kabak, and sometimes I'll see a thing on Norwich, and I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, man. I was a bit harsh on this guy sometimes, but he done us a massive favor. No, he done us a massive favor, though. I'm not saying bring him back here, but he done a massive solid, though. How you said I got soft?
Yeah, I've got soft, man.
What? Right, they might think I got soft, you know?
Yo, you got soft, man.
No, but they done us a massive favor, though.
You're gone soft, bro.
Kabak
I ain't got no hate towards Kabak. You're right, like he did.
No, there's no hate. It's just it's a respecting.
Yeah, no, but I do feel like Reece and Phillips were the two that probably more won the games that were important than Kabak. Because remember, Kabak got an injury and then he kind of was.
No, I agree. Yeah, Kabak kind of got injured.
I think it was Reece and Phillips that played a role in the like more important games. Like Reece and Phillips played Tottenham, they played Man U, they played the wrong game. I think that we won.
Williams in do you know how slow Reece Williams is? I swear to you. I'm not capping. Hippier was probably faster. I'm not capping.
Yeah, no, Hippier was fast.
Hippier was faster.
Yeah.
Right, and that's saying a lot, you know, because Hippier was running like flipping Resident Evil 1 on the P1. Do you remember that Resident Evil run?
where the console couldn't even handle like the animation, bro. The animation
when you get to the staircase, you've got to load you walking up the stairs.
Yeah, them ones there. No.
Monkey King says, Kopish, let's go. Big up yourself, Monkey King. Salah isn't where Henry is yet, needs to do more. So here's my question for you guys. Don't have to answer it now. You can answer it later in the comments. What more does Salah have to do to surpass Henry, in your opinions? John asks, who was a better teenager, Owen or Rooney? For me, Owen's a better goal scorer. Rooney was a better player.
Yeah, Rooney had more. Yeah, Rooney a bit more to it, but in terms of goal scoring, Michael Owen was.
I still think Owen was the most sensational teenager that's ever played in the Prem. Like that moment of like arriving and then like that was
His
like something
devastation
we've
was
never
absolutely
seen.
was
It
on
was something
crack.
we've never seen before. It was like Haaland now. Like that's how it was. Like the gas is like.
If there was a Michael Owen like in today that played in a Prem like that, and obviously if you play for us, bro, I'm not gonna lie, we'll struggle to keep hold of him. Straight away.
No,
like.
imagine if we had the 18-year-old reincarnated Owen ready to bust out of the thing now.
Yeah.
To play alongside Salah,
then I'll be thinking Klopp might be doing the double this year for real.
Yeah.
Anna says, big up guys, love the show. Mo is transcendent. He's even got my 70-year-old mum asking if he scored. He's bigger than Messi in the Arab world. I can believe that. Mo is massive, man. He's massive. Like the guy's no joke. Eastwood says, checking in. Big up, bros. Big up to yourself. Hashtag Origi security.
Time,
man, like Eastwood in the building.
Trust me.
Ronaldinho Goat says, what I love about Salah is that he rarely scores tap-ins or simple finishes like Ronaldo and Lewandowski. Most of his goals are brilliant in a world of his own. I was watching his goals the other day. His catalogue is stupid.
It's mad,
stupid.
It's mad.
Funny enough, I was walking the dog last night thinking the same thing about D9.
Yeah, obviously, but we know he's in a realm of his own.
Oh, yeah. You've
got footballers and you've got D9. Like
facts.
It's like it is what
I think other than the first goal of the brace for Barcelona, I don't even think he scored any tap-ins. I think they are all good goals. Like
he scored a tap-in against Middlesbrough back in 16-17.
Your memory's too good.
16-17, and you remember that?
Yeah,
your memory's too good, bro.
Played against
How
Middlesbrough.
did you remember that?
I think Lallana got 2 in that game, if I'm not mistaken.
Flipping, no.
Beat them 3-0.
Good, man.
But I'm not gonna lie, your memory is mad.
Those are maybe the only 2 tap-ins he has that I can think of off the top of my head.
When did Salah score his 3rd goal in the Prem?
For Liverpool?
When was his 3rd goal? Can you remember?
Oh, you kind of
if
testing
you
it.
I don't know, by the way. I don't know. I'm just asking you.
I think I know what game it was, you know.
The 3rd goal. This is just a random one. Can you remember?
His Arsenal.
Yes, for Liverpool, 17-18 season.
His 3rd Liverpool goal in all competitions.
Yeah.
All competitions.
Yeah.
Was it not the Arsenal goal?
No, I'm not sure because I'm trying to work out. Watford was his very first goal. He scored against Hoffenheim when we beat them 4-2 at Anfield.
See, so I'm saying I can't remember that.
I think it was Arsenal. It was Arsenal when we beat them. I
think it might have been the one when he stole the ball off Bellerin and he went down.
I need to do some brain training. You man are way ahead of me, but
I'm not gonna lie.
I think it's Arsenal.
I need to go and get that game training game thing where you can train because my brain is not there, fam. Man, I can't even remember who scored the other day.
Watford was the first goal he scored in the Prem, but Arsenal I think was his 3rd goal overall.
Right, I'm proud of myself for that still.
Yeah,
I need the brain training.
That was for me when he got 30. Man's only been in the Prem a couple of weeks and he's already banging against Arsenal. He was 30 though.
He was 30. He was 30.
Khalid says, quick one, did anyone watch the F1 over the weekend? I didn't. Heard about it.
I caught some of it, but I didn't really watch it. Yeah, just some of it, highlights.
I'm not an F1 guy, unfortunately. So
what's Hamilton got to do to win? Just win the last race now, yeah?
Is it the last? I don't know how many races. Is it one more left?
I think there's only one left.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm still big on Formula One. Like I'll watch it when I can. But Hamilton, for me, Hamilton's the GOAT. Like he will be if he isn't ready. Because I grew up on Schumacher era and whatnot. But
the only thing I'll say about it, even though I'm not taking anything away from him, is I don't know if the drivers are as good these days as they were because I don't watch it anymore. But back in the day, there were so many good drivers.
That's a good argument because Schumacher had Mika Hakkinen, Coulthard. Yeah, maybe.
Like, Damon Hill and all those, man. Like, there was some golden man back in the day.
For real.
No,
you might be right.
I don't know if the competition is as good now, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. And the cars as well.
All right, guys, we've got one more portion of the show. Before we go into the last portion, though, please do smash the like button and subscribe if you're new as well.
Oh, Ayrton Senna, yeah.
Guys,
goated.
It's a big one right now, guys. There's been some drama in the FPL league. You guys ready for this?
Really?
We have a new leader.
Oh!
Oh shit!
Hello.
Oh,
Hello.
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 hello, hello. Oh my!
No. We have a new leader,
No,
people.
no, 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 bro.
I
Scoop,
thought he
The
said
new
there's no limit.
scoop. What happened, bro?
He's not just lost his lead, he's
Bobby's
dropped
in
to
fourth.
fourth place.
I mean, don't get me wrong, he's only 10 points behind, but even still, 36 points, Scoop. What happened?
You got less than me this week, and I made
I think you forgot to log on or something. Scoop, did you forget to play this week? What happened, bro?
What?
Hey, look up Mark.
Dude
Hey,
said
look,
goodbye.
you see, he's logging off now. I remember to log out now, innit, Scoop?
Yeah. All
No, no,
so
big up
just gonna
yourself.
go through it.
Look
Now
at
you
Mark
look-
Hay, though.
Look at Daly's comment.
Who's coming?
Daily.
Where is it? Daily. I ain't seen it yet.
It's like,
He must have walked in when Matt was going, no.
yeah. Can you not see it, Carl? I can't bring it up. I don't want to bring it up on screen.
No, it's cool. I'll find out. I'll go back over it.
It's above Scoop's comment. Look at Scoop's last comment.
Scoop's last comment.
Yeah. Obviously, don't bring it up. I look above that. Scoop's last comment. Scoop says, have people on the bench laugh out loud. Have you seen Scoop's comment where he goes, I have people on the bench laugh out loud?
No, I've not seen it yet.
Oh, God, you need to see it, bro. You need to see it. No, we'll talk about it later. All
right, cool. I'll find it.
It'll make sense when you see it.
I've seen it.
Because I was doing the whole, no.
Oh, Eastwood said Origi's third goal for Liverpool was against Aston Villa. Maybe this weekend. Hashtag Origi security.
Hey.
Boy,
nice.
It needs to happen though. It needs
See
to
how
happen.
it goes, isn't it?
All right, so guys, the league table as things stand is as follows. Marcus Forza Liverpool top on 1,030 points. Take it Eze, Mark A, big up Mark A as well, 1 point below. Mark A is just that guy who just keeps on grinding out results, but he's going under the radar. He's always been in the top three. Nathi is on 1,026 points, had a fantastic week, 63 points. Scoop down to fourth place, the lowest I think I've seen him in the league so far on 1,020
Someone said
points.
he got scooped up.
Tika Mo Salah Lewis is on 1,010 points. Coppers just over the 1,000 point mark with 56 points this week. Roughton Pool for Love is on 998. Drillos Long Baller 996. Harrison FC 994. And making up the top 10 is where Divock is Origi on 993.
I like
very tight. Very tight. But that is our top 10. We have a new leader.
I'm not even gonna lie. These man, every single one of you that have bust the 1,000 point mark after game week 13.
It's crazy.
That's impressive, man.
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
very
For real.
It's crazy. Got a shout out to you lot. And obviously, if one of you wants to dip into my DMs and give me some advice, then I'd be more than willing to take it as well.
For real.
I'm in the mud. I'll be honest, today's the first time in a while I've made like transfers. I made about 7 transfers today. So
I'm in the mud.
I looked at my team and I just said, you man are doing
week. No, I had a bad week.
I started off the week so well. And then nothing added to it.
I had a shocking week.
I've got 3 Arsenal players in for today's game. They better do me.
I ain't even got them. I'm in the mud, bro.
Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. I know that league is shaping up very nice. And shout out to everyone who's in the league as well. Got so many of you guys participating. It really, really is.
Yeah, up, man.
Appreciated people.
I think in total we've got 700 participants. I think.
Yeah, it's mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it was really good, man. Big up everyone for jumping in this year.
Indeed.
Trust
Right, people. Obviously, it is game day tomorrow, but we will be doing a preview during the day tomorrow. We'll have hopefully a special appearance. Not necessarily sure if the person's going to be able to do it live with us, but definitely, hopefully, contribute to the show. We've got AC Milan, hopefully AC Milan fan, hopefully contributing to the show, which would be good. Get a little insight from them, and obviously, we'll be live for the game as well. Our last game in the Champions League group stage. Klopp says that there should be a lot of changes, so obviously, we'll chop that up tomorrow. We'll come over a predicted lineup or a lineup that we want to see as well. And then Wednesday, not sure what we're doing on Wednesday yet. Wednesday should be a fun one, though. You keep tuned for that. Thursday, we're back with the Prem panel show, probably a preview for Gerrard's return to Anfield in the opposition dugout as a manager. And Friday,
game again.
Say that again.
And ask why we're on 3 o'clock game again.
Yeah, that as well.
Oh yeah, we're 3 o'clock. Saying that we don't lose 3 o'clock games. That's the only positive that I can take out of it. We don't normally lose that.
Matt.
Obviously, we won't be able to do a watch long for that unless something drastically changes.
Brighton was a 3 o'clock game.
We didn't lose that.
We didn't lose to Brighton.
No, but a loss is a draw when you're in a title run.
No.
1 point gained is 2 points dropped.
No,
ask Chelsea if they'd have taken a point at the weekend, bro.
Yeah.
No, I hear that. But in a title race, losing more points than you gain is a loss, man. Think about it. If you draw the game, you lose more points than you gain.
Well, it depends on how it happens. Obviously, that was 2 points lost because we had the lead.
Second in the league, man.
Whereas if you're losing the game and you gain a point, and it's different.
Yeah. There's ways to look at it.
Swings and roundabouts. But massive shout out to everyone who jumped in the stream. If you're watching it after as well, please don't forget to smash that like button. Don't forget to check out our Christmas merch as well, guys. Not long left till Christmas now, so make sure you check it out. Make sure you get your orders in ASAP to guarantee that Christmas delivery.
I'm never gonna lie, that t-shirt is sweet if I don't say so.
Nah, it's lovely. And if you're really struggling for delivery on time, guys, then hopefully Divock can get it to you on time because that's what he does. We call him Ja Rule and Ashani from now on. That's what his name is. So
Trent Divock and Robertson, bro, just out delivering.
Yeah, it's murder. That's what they say when they walk out onto the pitch. But no, lovely speaking with you guys. Some great topics. Until we see you tomorrow, stay safe, stay blessed. We are Kop-Ish and we are out, people. Take care.
Peace.
Hi guys, by now you'd have seen our merch store and you're familiar with it. But hold on, what's that, Christmas stuff? Oh, hold on a sec. Merry Kloppmas, mugs, t-shirts, hoodies for men, women and children. Oh, that's nice. I like that. Look at the detail on that. But wait, hold on. There's more. Jingle. No, not Jingle Bells. It's Jurgen Bells. Look at the Christmas tree with the trophies underneath it. Snapbacks. You know how it is. You've seen the snaps that before. Oh, it's a red one. It's a red one as well. Guys, you know what to do. Click the link in the description. Head over to our merch store and get your stuff now. Let's go.